Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. So today I'm going to be showing us how to make a drawstring pouch. So to do that, you need your piece of fabrics, then you'll be needing your thread, and also you'll be needing a rope or a ribbon, whichever you want to use, and then you'll be needing your scissors. You can also make this with your thread and needle if you don't have a machine to do that. To start, we're going to be measuring our fabric. The height of our fabric would be 13.5, while the width of our fabric would be 9.5. I'm actually using a satin material, and this fabric actually has a right from the wrong side. So what we're going to be doing is that we're going to put both right sides together, while the wrong side is going to be on opposite sides. Now I'm going to be measuring 2.5 inches inward from the top, and then we're going to fold that down. We check if it is correct. Make sure it is 2.5 inches. Once that is correct, you then pin that down. Also make sure that all the sides, not just the middle side, the sides of the folding is also 2.5. Make sure it is 2.5. Once that is correct, you flip that to the other side and repeat same thing, or repeat same process to it. Fold inwardly 2.5 inches from the top, sorry. Fold that down, and then you pin that down. Once that is done, this is what your work should be looking like. Now what we're going to do next is that we're going to start sewing. We're not going to start sewing from the top. We're going to start sewing from underneath where our folding ends. We're going to sew that straight through the corners and down to the other side where the folding ends, so that you get to the other side. Guys, now this is what your work should look like. I had to use another color so that you guys would understand what I'm saying. I had to use a brown color so that it will be different from the white one, the white fabrics we're using. So now once that is done, we're going to take off all our pins, and then this is what it should look like. Now we're going to open the sides like this, and then we're going to use our iron to flatten it down. We're going to do that to all the sides of our fabric. This is exactly what you should be doing. Use the iron to flatten the sides down. So guys, you can see what I'm doing. This is exactly what you should also be doing. So now once that is done, you are going to fold on it, okay? You hold down the top, that top that we folded before. We're now going to fold it with these flattened sides. We're going to fold it, and then we're going to pin down on the sides. That is, we're going to pin on the sides. We'll repeat the same process to the other side. Fold on it, fold that side, and then you pin down. Pin the sides, pin it to the sides. So after that, guys, you flip that over and then repeat same thing. Flatten your work. Repeat same process. What we did before, we'll repeat it, and then we'll fold. Fold and pin on the sides. So guys, once that is done, this is what your work should look like. Are you seeing what it is? This is how it should look like. So the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to sew on it again. That's, we're going to sew a straight line from that side to the end. Now this is what we have. I have sewn mine, and this is what it is looking like. I did it to both sides, and this is what it's looking like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sew on it again, but this time around I measured one inch. 1 inch, you can see it. We're going to sew on top 1 inch, and we're going to do that to the back again. So 1 inch. This is depending on how wide your rope or your ribbon is. You make the wideness. but mine is 1 inch I'm going to take. Now this is what it is looking like. I have sewn both sides of mine. I did the same thing on both sides, and now we're going to remove all our pins, and then we are going to turn it inside out. Remove all your pins on your work, and then you're going to turn it inside out. And guys, we're done with anything that has to do with sewing. You can see how easy and simple this thing is to do. It can actually take you 10 minutes maximum to sew it, to get a pouch done. And so guys, the next thing we're going to do is to get our rope or ribbon, whichever you're using. Mine, I'm using a rope, and my rope is tiny, so I'm going to be using a needle and thread instead of an office pin. If you're using a ribbon, you use an office pin. I'm using a needle, so I'm going to put the needle into the thread first so that it would hold it, and whenever I'm moving it, it will move with it. Then I'll be using the down of my needle to pass it through that tunnel you've made earlier. So now it's going to go through that tunnel. I'm going to pass it through that tunnel. Once that is done, bring it out to the other side and still pass it through the other tunnel. You don't have to stop, you just pass it through the other tunnel, and then you pull through till you get to that side, the other tunnel, the other opening of the tunnel. And once that is done, we are now out. We're going to be out with our rope, and then we are going to cut out the rope. Not too long, just cut out something nice, something small, because once you pull, it's going to be longer. So once that is done, we are going to now tie our rope or ribbon, whichever you're using. Tie that tight, and this is what your work should look like. Then again, we'll repeat same thing. Bring out your ribbon, or mine is a rope. I'm using a rope, so I'll repeat same process. And then this time around, we're not going to start from that side that's we tied. We're going to start from the other side, and then we'll pull that through and still pull it through again into that tunnel. Continue pulling through till your rope is out on the other side. And once your rope is out on the other side, you then cut and then you tie. Once you're done tying, you trim out any excesses of your rope or your ribbon, like I said, whichever you're using. Trim out any excess rope or ribbon, and then you give it a test to see what you just made. You hold both sides and pull gently to close, and this is what your work should look like. Guys, are you seeing it already? And that's all we have to do to have our pouch. Very easy to make. You can make this under 10 minutes, guys, and you can also use it as gift bags too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell to always keep you updated when we post new videos. Thank you so much, guys. Mwah, I love you. See you in our next video. Bye.